Hey guys, welcome back. I am coming on to do a layout for Shimmerz paints and I'm working with the March 2023. I cannot believe I said 2022 on my last video. I did. March 2023 color kits. And the color palette is so fabulous, but since this is showing, let me show you our cut file. We've got this great floral and then we have it a separate floral. So it's actually two pieces. I just cut it out a second time. So I have that and I cut it out nice and big because I think it is beautiful. I have that. I've got a set of dots. There are three. I've got this gorgeous floral. This reads Capture the Moment and Perfectly Imperfect. Pretty, pretty, pretty. And now for the mixed media goodness, I went ahead and swatched them. The first thing I have is a colorings in a shade of gray. Very nice. You can see it wet, but it's drying right there. And kind of, the color I would kind of call charcoal. It's kind of the way I would go with it. So that's a colorings. Then I have a Vibes in Ocean Water. And it is very, very wet, but look at the pigment on it. And Vibes have lots of sparkly goodness when it fully dries. Next, I've got this one. It is in Paradise Punch. And here it is wet. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous color. It is so bright and so fabulous. That's my creamies. This gorgeous goldy bit of happiness is called Sheer Bliss. It's in Inklings. So pretty. And then the last one I have, this is a new color. It is in Inklings and it's in Loose Lips Pink Ships. And it's this color right here. Now I know mine are all still wet, but that gives us a really good idea of the fun color palette. Phew. So what I've done so far is I went ahead and grabbed a piece of my Fab Vicky Bouton Foundations paper because I want to paint directly on it. I'm gonna get my florals off the sheet and I'm going to paint underneath them and leave them in white this time. So let me spend a minute getting them off of my very, very sticky mat and I'll be right back. So I was deciding what other product to bring in and I have a kit from Not Just for Boys Kit Club. Which one is this? It was from May 2022. And it has all of these tropical elements. So this is totally going to work. This is a photo of the hubs and myself. And we were in Florida last May. So I thought that might be fun. And I'm thinking about doing something a little like this. Now I want to cut down this paper to 11 1/4 by 11 1/4 and double mat it. Then I will grab this Bo Bunny paper right here. It is Bo Bunny Forever Young, Yum. So it's just got a nice little chevron vibe with all kinds of good tropical colors. I thought that would be great. So once I do those things, I'll pop this off and I'm going to paint underneath my florals. So this is kind of approximately where my florals will be, right? So I think I'll start I'm going to start with my color called Loose Lips Pink Ships. And this is one of these things I'm like, where exactly do I want to go with this? I'm going to see which one of my paintbrushes has the most area and go in with that. These are little Nuvo paintbrushes that I thought I would use. And this one has a little bit of an extra hair sticking out. It needs a haircut. There we go. So let me start with this. And I kind of know what I'm doing and I kind of don't. That makes sense, right? I have lots of water up top here. And all I'm going to do is kind of paint around where my florals are going to be, right? Now, I've got this really gorgeous, gorgeous color. This, oh gosh, what's it called again? The Ocean Water. And I think I'm going to put that where the leafy bits are. But right now, my thought is I'm going to try to kind of get an outline of where my flower is. Oops. and then I can paint and paint from there. Guys, stuff like that, perfectly fine, not a big deal. You can either dab it off, or you can just have it as part of your design. Not gonna worry about it. It'll all be pretty. It'll all be great. Okay, so let me get my little outline and I'll zip right back over. All right, this is my top point and it looks kind of like Mickey Mouse. That's not on purpose. And I'm gonna do the exact same thing down here below and create a bit of an outline, and then I'm gonna paint it in and kind of pretty it up a bit. But I thought I would do it this way as opposed to doing pencil marks this time. Let's see. Pretty much because I like to do things slightly differently almost every time I do them, just to shake things up a little bit. All right, so this one's gonna be here-ish, and then if we magically put one right here, this is really impressive measuring, I know. Kind of like that. And then once I have my outline, I'm going to bring in that Paradise Punch color. It is so pretty. And then the Sheer Bliss is going to give me all kinds of like gorgeousness on top. Oh, I have got a barking doggy. We have some deliveries coming from Amazon. All right, so let me get a nice little base of this color. And I keep dipping in the water because I am using a good amount on this. Now, I am using the Vicki Boutin's foundations, so it can totally take all of this water. Let's see. Let me get a nice amount up here as well. I like the idea of this being super pigmented. And then, like I said, I will bring in the next color, but we are just pretty much playing with our goodies because they're ours and we can. There we go. All right, so we have that. While I have this nice and wet, let me move my pretty little cut files out of the way a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and get some splatty bits because I love them and I already have the color out, so the time is now for the first round of them. Oops. Same thing down here, just a couple splats, which I'll get all over my desk because that's just an occupational hazard. Okay, then I had this sprayed, but I was babbling away to you, so it'll start to dry up just a little bit as we go. You squish it down, get some of the pigment, and I want to drop in some of that gorgeous, gorgeous pigment. And the reason why I'm not going back and forth right now, touching down on it, is because this is really, really wet on my board, on my project, and I don't want to mix them in yet, but I will. After a while, I say whatever, and I just go for it. But guys, isn't that pretty? And my mixed media tends to be a hot mess. And then you put your cut file on top and it all just comes together. It's a beautiful thing. Same thing, I'm gonna get my splatty bits going. Ooh, nice big ones. Around my project. I'm loving it. Ooh, this might be my new favorite splatty bits brush. I mean, it's all over my desk, but I love it. Okay, now let's blend them a little bit. And if I have to, I can get my finger in here just fine. All right, so let's get a lot more water in there. Love all of this color payoff I am getting with this color. It is so vibrant. All right, the next thing I want to do is pop in some really heavy splatty bits with the Sheer Bliss color. It is gorgeousness. Guys, I've gone a little bit wild with my splatty bits. I did. They're taking over, but that's all right. How stinking pretty is all of that shimmer? Oh, it's perfect. So yeah, this is it. And then I'm gonna go ahead where the leafy bit is, once this dries, and try to get a little of the ocean water there. It's not gonna be perfect. It's going to be perfectly imperfect, which is what our dot says. Who'da thunk? So this is gonna take a good while to dry, so I'll probably let it dry overnight just because it's getting a little bit dark out here. So it's about that time. But this is one of those projects that's great to start now and finish up the next day so that you don't have to hit it with your heat gun and everything can just be so pretty. I might even, where the leafy bit is that I didn't paint in, I might just hit it with splatty bits because I don't know. I'm thinking, I'm rather smitten. Get my florals going this way. I'm rather smitten with the idea of these pieces being all pink. Let me bring this out where the leaves would go. Yeah, I think I like that. I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna pretend it was always like that. Don't say anything. Yeah, I think I know that that's what we're gonna do. Let me get a tiny bit of this in here. Oh yes, yep, just like we meant it the whole time. And I'm going to do splatty bits with both ocean water and a shade of gray once this has had some good time to dry. Right now, it's not ready. So let's go ahead and get more color in there again. And again. And clearly I am loving this Sheer Bliss color. Definitely need to add this to your crafty collection. Making myself a mess, but thank goodness. I have a laminate desktop, so it will clean up very nicely. All right, that's plenty of this color. I want this to fully dry and I'll come in with my two darker shades. Okie dokie, my mixed media is dry and I decided to use these leafy bits that were on one of the pattern papers that I had in this kit that I'm using. And I'm just going to kind of put them where the leaf shapes are on the cut file. Won't be exact, but it will still work. I'm going to go ahead and pop up this chevron piece up on the top with a little bit of dimension so I can get some nice shadow. I know it's super boring to watch that. I didn't mean to leave all of that in. So you also see to the upper right, I also used some of my color kits to use on these woodcuts that I have with these little leafy bits, and they came out really, really nicely. I had not used Shimmerz paints before on woodcuts, so that is super fun to be able to have more texture, more dimension, but still use my fab kit. So I'm going ahead and sneaking a few more of these little dimensional square rectangle things on, just, you know, just for shadow. That's all it is. And the rest of this whole layout, except for a couple of enamel dots, is really just going to be decorating, which is seriously so much fun. So let's see what other pieces I have. I have those leafy bits on top. Feel like do I need some larger leaves on the bottom? I don't know. Does it matter? Totally don't think it matters at all. Probably doesn't matter if I put any leaves in here. I just liked the greenery, I guess. Okay, I also have a couple of these flamingos that I find to be hilarious for some reason. I mean, look at how cute they are. So I think I will have them popped up around the photo. They're being a little nosy. That's okay. This one looks, are they the same size? Maybe I need that on top of that floral. And then the flamingos can be totally nosy and taking care of the rest. I think that's what we're going to have going on here. So with that in mind, maybe I should have a couple green leafy bits around the photo as well. I don't know. I think, what are these called? Monstera, something like that. All right, that will give this little guy a place to stand. This guy's kind of hanging out like in the flowers. He's fine. He loves it. I have these leafy bits. Now, I also used ocean water. I use Paradise Punch, and I use Loose Lips Sink Ships to color in my little wood veneer pieces. I loved them. I thought they were so pretty. So I need to put these little guys into some areas too. I like the idea of it all being part of a bit of a nestled situation over here. This pink isn't showing up by our flamingo friend, so let's let him stand on this one. Maybe this bit up here. So do it. Yeah, I have a nice little visual triangle. All right, so that's cool. So let's see. Like this deeper pink one here. We're just creating clusters willy-nilly. And then let's see. I have these capture the moment. And then I think I should switch them so they show just a little bit better. Hanging out with those three pieces. So that's convenient. I still want to bring in these two colors. I need a title. Let's do fun. I need a title, people. Let's see. Let's see if this has a place that can even work. I have no idea. But this is a title that's currently available to me. You know, it's kind of not noticeable with all of this pattern. Okay. So then, let's see. I've got this set of thickers. They are called flip-flops. See, they have all these colors. And so let's see. Nowhere in Florida, I will come up with something. My brain will come up with something in a moment. Now, I also have some pretty sequins and pearls and things. I think I want to go sequiny to add in. I've got a wood piece, but I think I have enough of the wood pieces. Okay, let me faff about a little bit. I'll be right back. So I have pretty good traction going on. The next thing I want to do is go ahead and just pop a few sequins in to give it some little flair. Then I'll come back, we'll do a few splatty bits, and we will call this done. But when we're looking at the great texture and dimension you get with these cut files that are just kind of floating around a bit, I think it is so darn fun. I don't know exactly what this Color Kitz like vibe was supposed to be, but it sure got here quickly. Alrighty, so I have my sequins on, just a little something, a little extra sparkle. Now I want to look at both my ocean water vibes and my colorings in a shade of gray and just get a little bit of splatty bits around my clusters because, you know, why not? I might come in with a little bit of white gloss for my stash as well. We'll see. Ooh, I like that blue. It's going to take a minute for it to dry though before I can take some pictures. Pretty, pretty, pretty. A little bit of drama around it. Trying to be slightly strategic about it, but you know, wherever it goes is where it goes. That's how mixed media world is, right? All right, I like that. Okay, that's just about enough. And it looks super, super dark right now. It will lighten up. Such a pretty color. Look at that right there. I'm gonna do the same thing with a shade of gray. Let me roll it a bit to get a bit of a mixeroo with it. And I do love gray. It is my very favorite neutral. And once again, it's gonna go on way darker than it's gonna dry. And that's all okay. We're gonna like it. Let's see, maybe a little bit in there. A little around our cute flamingo friend. Has nothing to do with my color kit, I know. And then the last thing I think I'm gonna do is come in with some white gloss drippy bits because I'm currently obsessed with doing that on layouts. So, you know, you do the thing you're into right then, right? Because the white always makes it bright. And I know I have a white background already, but I'm just bringing a little bit more in and it'll have a bit of shine. I love all of the different finishes we get. So pretty. Oh, it's so pretty. just a little bit. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have still shots for you guys. And remember, when you place your next order, to put my name in the comments section. That way you will get a little freebie prezi, a little something something, because that's always fun to get a freebie. Freebies are my favorite. All right, I want to get a little bit on my big title, which is just FL for Florida, because that's fun. A little bit on my flare, so it'll look like something's going on with them too. And I will show you this close up. I already did that, but I'll show it one more time. My very fancy bits here that I keep to be able to show off all of these pretties to you. Lots of dimension, lots of texture, things going on. Picture of myself with the hubs in a little tiny bit of a warmer climate. And that, my friends, is what I have for you. So I'm going to have a few still shots to follow. Links down below for the Shimmerz website, the blog, and the Facebook group. All right, guys, that's it for now. Still shots right there.